Today I wanted to briefly touch upon what I discussed in my last podcast episode. So if you want to hear the full version, go ahead and check that out, link in bio as always. But today we'll be briefly touching upon what is optimism and how can you become an optimist, right? So when people say that you are an optimist, what do they mean? Well, they're saying that you basically look at the positive side of everything. You're not a negative Nancy. You're not constantly complaining. You're not constantly assuming the worst. You instead choose to see the best side of everything and also assume that the best is going to happen, right? So that is kind of the root of optimism. Why is this important? Being optimistic is important because an optimistic person sees opportunities everywhere and trusts in themselves enough to go after them. A plus B equals success. More so, when you are an optimist, you not only experience more success, which could be financial, it could be success in terms of friendships, in terms of experiences, in terms of how happy you are, any type of this success. Not only do you get to experience more of that, but when you are an optimist, you go about life in a better way. And what does this mean? In a better way, in the sense that you go through life less stressed. You go through life happier, because stress not only has a negative impact on your mind, and of course we know that mental health is very important, but stress also can affect your physical body. It can lead to an earlier cause of death even. That is how extreme stress can affect you long term. Cause you to sleep less. It can cause you to obtain physical ailments, right? And it's also just not good for your mental health, which is also incredibly important. All right, so now we can kind of really see why we don't want to be stressed, right? We want to live longer. We want to live happier, right? We don't want to be just going through the motions. We want to be experiencing life, because this life is a gift. You have a 1/400 trillion chance of being born as you, right? And that is a gift. No matter what this life brings, it's a miracle that we were born, right? And it's not what happens to us, but the way we react to what happens that defines our life and how we live it, right? So optimism actually plays a huge part in that, right? So how can we become more optimistic people? So the biggest part in being more optimistic is all about this right here, all about training your brain, right? So non-optimism, pessimism, is about the way you respond to things, right? So your thought patterns and your belief systems. So for example, there's a pessimistic way to respond and an optimistic way to respond. The pessimistic way to respond, for example, if something happens, you automatically assume the worst. Say your day starts bad, you automatically assume the rest of your day is going to be bad, or even that you have a bad life, right? Say that an opportunity comes up, you automatically assume that you can't do it because you suck or you're not good enough or all of these negative things, right? Say if you are a pessimist, you tend to see the negative in the situation rather than the positive. Your filters are working that way, right? It is a way that we filter the way we see, the way we experience life. In that same sense, I want to emphasize that it is a filter. It is the way that you are currently experiencing life because of your filter that has been built by belief systems and experiences. A filter can be rebuilt. A pessimist is not who you are. It is the version of yourself that you are currently experiencing life through, but can be changed. So how do we change this? So the first step is notice. So when you start to have negative beliefs, the first step is to mindfully notice these beliefs, right? So the first moment you think, I'm not good enough, I suck, my day sucks, my life sucks, it's not gonna work, everything happens to me, I'm unfortunate, I'm just one of the not lucky ones. Anytime you get these thoughts, it's gonna go wrong, whatever, you sit and gently notice. You're not judging these thoughts, you're noticing and accepting. And this might sound a little weird because you think, accept, I don't wanna accept, I wanna change, right? But the first step in changing these thoughts is accepting them. Taking a deep breath and accepting them gently and with love and compassion for yourself, because you need to come from a state of self-love in order to move forward. Once you do that, you accept with a state of curiosity. You question the thought. Where is this thought coming from? What is the proof that this thought is true? And more often than not, you're going to find that this thought, this fear, is not based in reality, but in our own insecurities and fears. And in the moment that you challenge that thought, you are given the power to change it. Now, once you have broken down the thought, now you have the power to change it into what you instead want to feel, think, and believe, right? So let's do a little example. Say you first think, this is not gonna work, I suck, right? You, for example, have a job interview and your first thoughts are, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, they're gonna hate me, I don't have enough experience, stop, right? You breathe, you notice the thoughts, you say, oh, that's interesting, what is the proof for that? I'm not good enough, but look at all these things that I've managed to do before. I'm not smart enough, but look at all the things I've overcome and all the things I've figured out on my own, right? You start breaking it down, proving it wrong, and then shift to what you want to believe instead. I am good enough. I've managed to do a lot, A, B, C, and D. I am smart enough. Look at all the things I accomplished and learned. And you start actively changing the thoughts. Now, although this is incredibly powerful, it's not enough to do just that on its own. Part 2 of being optimistic is actively being positive, right? You're not just noticing, rejecting, and shifting these beliefs to positive ones. You're actively being positive in other aspects, even when there's not an original negative belief there, right? So for example, it's amazing when you have a negative belief to change it, right? But that's not the only thing you want to be doing. Part 2 is consistently being positive. This can take practice, this can take work, but one thing that I use to really help me is affirmations, is journaling, is meditations, a lot of extra stuff, right, to reprogram your subconscious. So for example, every night before bed, I would listen to a hypnosis meditation with positive affirmations, right? And I would listen to the same thing, a daytime one, in the morning, right? And you're constantly hearing these positive affirmations and changing your subconscious. So you want to be prepping your mind on a daily basis with positivity. So you can listen to affirmations, you can write them down. A lot of people like to write on sticky notes, for example. Write down all these positive affirmations and stick it in the mirror, in the bathroom, in your room, wherever you're going to see it, right? So you turn the corner and there's someone telling you you're amazing, right? So filling yourself with this positivity, listening to podcasts that inspire you, only holding on to those healthy relationships that are actually good for you and good for your mental health. All of these extra positive things to make your life more positive in general, even extends to eating healthy, right? So another thing that I like to tell my clients is you want to get rid of the negative, but you also want to embrace the positive, right? And this combination is unbeatable. So by doing both, over time, you will naturally become optimistic. And it takes time, but it's worth it because it will change your life. So, to recap, you want to reject negative thoughts lovingly. So, notice them when they occur. With curiosity, shift them to positive ones. Consistently do this until it becomes natural, and then you'll keep doing it naturally. On the other side of that, changing your life to a positive one, eating healthy, working right, spending time with people who make you feel good and who you make feel good, surrounding yourself with positive affirmations, whether it's journaling in the morning for your gratitude journal or the sticky notes on your bathroom mirror, right? Having that holistic, healthy, positive lifestyle and consciously training your brain to see positive will allow you to believe in yourself, love yourself, see opportunities, and actually go after your goals. You'll be changing your life, so put in the work. It is worth it. You know, if you have any questions, that I'm here for you. I'm just a DM away. And if you're ready to change your life 180, step into the CEO version of yourself, happy, excited to wake up every day to a nourishing, exciting, fulfilling life, find your purpose, find your happiness, go ahead and fill out the application to work with me in my bio, and we'll see if we're a good fit. Otherwise, keep me posted, guys, with your journeys. I love to see it. Keep me posted, and I will see you on the next one.